And so really, this is the critical component that people need to understand. If you disagree with the way we're handling things, this is the nub right here. This is the jugular. Our responsibility as shepherds is to open our doors, to facilitate God's people coming together in worship. But at that point, what you do is out of our control. We can't make you come, but faithfulness for us is simply opening our doors and doing ministry as usual. And these are incredibly difficult times. I mean, if pastors are struggling with them, how much more those allotted to their charge? And so faithfulness for you right now, and I'm speaking to you who are live streaming, faithfulness for you right now may mean staying at home and live streaming. You have our support in that, but with the information we have, we refuse to forbid the flock from gathering corporately. Look, if you're gonna come, get a virus and die, we wouldn't want you to come. 99.7% of people who come down with COVID-19 are gonna recover. Do you realize that there are plagues in the Old Testament that God unleashed on Israel in a single day that killed thousands? And we're concerned about the flu, essentially?
That was a clip of a sermon from December 2020 given by Dr. James Coates. He is a pastor at Grace Life Church in Canada, and there has been a situation that I am seeing online being talked about, very sad situation. I wanted to share this with you because I think it shows the serious nature of what we're dealing with. Now, this is in Canada, but Dr. James White posted this on Twitter today. Now, repeat with me, this is a public health issue only. We are just saving lives. Do not look at numbers. Do no research yourself. Just do as you are told, and you will not be imprisoned yet. Well, this is a pastor who is really just trying to be faithful to the Lord. His church, from what I know, has continued to meet, and they've tried to be wise. I think you could hear in that clip, he sounds like a very reasonable person, but he actually did turn himself in to the authorities. I saw an article here, I think this was yesterday. Grace Life pastor accused of defying health orders turns himself in to police. I'll leave a link to this article, but the development on the story is what Dr. James White is posting here. It says, breaking, Pastor James Coates of Grace Life Church of Edmonton was just carried off to jail in hand and ankle cuffs. The condition of his release is that he cannot preach. His wife, kids are not allowed to see him, the first Canadian pastor to be jailed for holding a church service. So I'm not sure of all the particulars of this story and why he went to jail in handcuffs, but it sounds like a really tough situation. His wife, from what I understand, posted this. She said, "My heart is broken. They tried him in secret. The officers lied to us and told us he wasn't there. They tried to hide him and sneak him out the back door. In the providence of God, one of our men was there. The officer only allowed him to tell him that he loved him and were here with him. They pulled him away. They have remanded him as our lawyer seeks the appeal. The conditions of his release are that he would not pastor anymore. I cannot visit him. Yes, share, get it out. This is so evil." So I wanted to share this just, first of all, to be in prayer for that family. That's a really difficult situation. Again, I don't understand all the particulars. This is in Canada. This pastor sounds like he's trying to be faithful, much like I've talked about with Pastor John MacArthur. But this pastor is facing some very serious consequences, and I know that's got to be very hard for him and his family. But I think it does show, as Dr. James White is bringing out here, that what we're dealing with in our culture can be very serious for Christians who want to follow the Lord and be faithful. And of course there's a balance and the idea of protecting people's health. But from what I can understand, this pastor is trying to be reasonable. And so you get into these situations where the government says, well, we're just trying to protect health, but then it bumps up against people's religious convictions. And so you can see this really coming to a head here in this particular situation. Very, very troubling from what I can see here. So be in prayer for that situation. Of course, I'd love to hear what you think about these things in the comments below. Just try to keep those comments constructive and helpful to conversation. But thank you so much for taking some time to listen to this report brought to you from A Frisch Perspective.